A very good evening to one and all, and welcome to India Startup 360's Tech Talk Show. This is a unique concept we will be introducing from today. It is empowering the startups through a technical talk between the startup and also some of the senior members from different part of the world. So, without spending much time, I just would like to add one by one of all our esteemed panelists today. I welcome Mr. S.K. Sundaram. He is from Penang, Malaysia, and he is a very renowned industrialist and also a business enthusiast, a philanthropist, and a keen blogger himself as well, very famous in TikTok and other shows. So we have here as our esteemed guest from Malaysia. So a few quick words from Mr. Sundaram, please.
Hi, good evening to everybody. I'm very glad to be on this platform with renowned people to talk about how blockchain technology is used in Millet. ஒரு காலத்தில் one time Millet was used to be a very low-end product. Nobody gave value to it, but now it has been made into a mainstream product with a lot of nutritional benefits being realized. Thank you, Mr. Partha. Go ahead.
Thank you. High-tech pleasure in introducing Dr. M.C. Pichai. He is the founder of IMGCF, Indo-Malaysian Global Chamber and Forum. He is the ambassador for the business development. A few quick words from Dr. Pichai.
A very good evening to all of you. My special thanks to Brother Parthasarathi for taking the strong initiative to introduce the great businessman S.K. Sundaram as well as me and as well as Satya Narayanan from India. And it gives us a great pleasure to know one another through this platform. And we will be doing our best to promote this millet product in Malaysia as well as in Asian countries. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I now welcome Mr. Satyanarayanan Raman, who is the founder of AA Enterprises, one of the leading manufacturers of millet-based noodles, kakras, pastas, and many more products in Anvil. And he is also co-founder of e-commerce portal by name Brand to Home, and he coincidentally is also my co-founder and director in the Millet Mart Ventures LLP. What is Satya for a quick introduction?
Thank you, Mr. Partha, for having me in this panel along with the business people from Malaysia. See, I am a technologist who turned into a tech entrepreneur. So I've been into millet food product business since 2013. So there are lots of challenges on establishing the millet manufacturing, food product manufacturing, from all aspects, right from procurement, supply chain, and quality. And we have came a long way by fixing all these issues and then taking it into the international market for the products, which are produced from India. We just launched last week in the Dubai Expo, around 100 SKUs from 10 different brands from India into the Dubai retail. I'm happy to launch it in Malaysia with our friends and business counterparts over there. Thank you, Partha, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Satya. We have a small AV on Millet Mart Ventures LLP, the basic concept of Mr. Satya. Here we go.
Millet Mart Ventures LLP helps agri startups to scale up their sales 4 times a year through various models based on the shelf life of their products. MMVL takes care of lead generation, order processing, last mile delivery, collections, and settlement. More than 500 millet startups in India can be tapped and enrolled. More millet FPOs are being onboarded. Our offerings include a 3D walkthrough supported by an e-commerce platform and a mobile app for door-to-door food delivery and facilitate millet food chain. Above all, a blockchain food trust for millet and CMM level 5i quality assurance to take the millet startups internationally. MMVL, assuring healthy food habits. Millet Mart Ventures LLP, Mahalakshmi Apartment, Saidapet West, Chennai 15, India. www.is360milletmart.com.
That is awesome, really, Satya. You being a techie altogether and had a very long career there in Accenture, you have tried your level best with the coding and other aspects. What made you to come into business first, then Millet second?
This is a family business, sir. That started 10 years back. Okay. My wife started it in Pune as a hobby when our friend circle were asking us casually to give them idli dosa batter. Okay, because they like the South Indian made authentic idli dosa batter. So that's how it started as a hobby. We started eating. And why into millet is it's from a personal perspective. Okay, when my wife had a lot of medical issues. Okay, and the doctor has asked her to go on millet. When she changed into a millet diet, we saw unimaginable positive benefits and transformation in the body in just 3 months of time. And this happened 10 years before. Okay. So we started supplying millet-based batter 10 years before in Pune, and that's how this business started. Then I have already decided to start something new and then quitting from my technology career. So then I decided, it should be food business and in millet. That is why 5 years before, I completely quit from my technology career and started working with my wife and developing these enterprises.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Say, but you didn't answer me the other question. What made you to come into the business at all?
Yeah, business. Oh, okay. See, my parents, both of them, are from central government. Okay. They retired at the age of 60. And see, my grandparents as well, from state government. When my father retired, he was a bit old and he did not know what to do next. He was just sitting at home. Okay. So I don't want him to get into that level of retiring completely from technology career. I want to start something new quite early so that I can do that till the end of my life. That is why I decided to switch over from technology career. And technology, I have seen 20 years, everything end-to-end in technology, and I wanted to do something new so that I start something fresh. I'm like a fresher, I was like a fresher 5 years back. Still, I am a fresher in Millet food product industry. So I enjoy. I feel like I'm a college grad, pass out, learning something new in my career and business everything.
Okay, excellent. Before I call upon Mr. S.K. Sundaram, I just have a small promo about their Enrico. That is fabulous. See, basically, I just want to understand your beginning of the career. I saw that, okay, way back in 1991, this Laviraj enterprise or this Enrico has been established. It has been a very long journey of 31 odd years now. And as the name Enrico and success is a synonym, I reckon. So I just want you to share a few thoughts about your early stage of business.
Thank you, Mr. Partha. Basically, I grew up in a trading family background, and then after my university days, I was a banker for 5 years. I was basically a bank manager in Malaysia. After which, I came back to the family business. We were basically doing a lot of trading and retail business. And then I went into a much bigger set up, and I started doing distribution. And basically, our business is built into two major groups. One is we are into very large dairy based business. We do milk powders from New Zealand, and we do a Malaysian brand of ghee under Enrico's. It's very different from the Indian ghee. And then we do a lot of spices. We bring in a lot of spices, and we have a lot of trade dealings with all the major ports in India, and and our strength is basically we got a very established network of distribution all over the country in Malaysia and Singapore, and we've been around for even though Raviraj is about 30 years, but basically the Enrico brand is about 40 years old in this country. Enrico stands for Enrich Company, and we have branches all over the country. In most of the states, we have branches, and we cover modern as well as traditional trades. We supply to supermarkets, chain outlets. We supply to retail shops, and we got network all over the country with a very established distribution network with lorries, salesmen, and all that. And we always be interested in millet-based product. We already have a line of millet-based product under a different brand called Leaf On, because we realized the huge values of millet-based products. So that is our journey. We have a very big team. We have about 250 staffs in the company, and we have been moving along with multiracial support all over Malaysia. Thank you, Mr. Partha.
Thank you for the brief. I now have Dr. Pichai. He's maybe at the towards the end of his career as a lawyer. Now he has chosen to be a business ambassador from Malaysia to other countries. I just would like to have his prospect and how he looks at the business opportunities for youngsters from other countries in Malaysia, and also how people like business giants like Mr. S.K. Sundaram, how they are open to inviting other brands from other countries to Malaysia.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Partha. It's in fact, I would rather admire most Mr. Sundram. He could have been in the bank line, but he opted out, and he wants to be a very strong business community man. And he has proven that. He got a very good track record, a very man of patience, tolerance, would like to help everybody, especially he is in the journey of business. He's bringing in a lot of people in Malaysia who wants to do business. He gives free talk and free lectures and free training on his own cost to a lot of people. And there are a lot of entrepreneurs through S.K. Sundaram. Such a noble, characteristic person. I most admire him and I introduce. And he has a vast experience in business since younger days. He helped his father, who was a very great man here in Malaysia, in Penang, and he followed, but he modernized the thing into a technology, and he's doing very well. And coming back to, I was an active NGO leader, non-governmental organization. I was the president for the Penang Indian Association. Association of Penang Indian NGOs. About 20 over NGOs affiliated with us, and we did a lot. And finally, I thought of connecting Indian business to Malaysian business people. Through that, I got a very big offer from Hyderabad. They've offered me as a chief executive officer for a pharmaceutical company, and they have proposed a salary of 10,000 US, but I have not accepted the post yet because I'm waiting for further, because I don't want a stress job. But take over the responsibility, I may become more stressed because he's a very senior. But I'm working out a plan for them, for the Indian company, and a lot of Indian, what you call business companies have met in India in my 45 days tour to South India. And it was a great pleasure to meet a lot of business people, especially on education and especially on trading. And when coming back to the millets, it's as what Brother Sundram said, it's a very old food, but we have forgot about it. And now currently, everybody is coming to realize the importance and the needs of millets. And I hope in stages, in process, we can introduce. I think, brother, let Mr. Sundram take over the responsibility and introduce the thing to the Malaysian market and Singapore market. And from there, we will try to branch out to other countries like Thailand, Indonesia, and so on. So it takes a time, but we will learn through trial and error.
Live bandit
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
No. What I mean is everything will take a time because we need time to planning and implement everything. And initially, I think since Brother Sundram has agreed to come into the picture to do some marketing on this product, what is important is the quality of the product. It's very important because in Malaysia, if the quality is not to the satisfaction of the consumers, we may reject the product. So far, whatever that Enrico's marketing has been well appreciated by the community. And I hope the Mr. Satya Narayanan, he would have a close work with Sundram to bring in a quality product to the Malaysian market. From there, we will try to extend our services to other Asian countries. I know very well the Cambodia market, and I had a very good contact with the Indonesian market too. Gradually, we will be implementing all that. But in stage one, we will do it in Malaysia under the leadership of Brother S.K. Sundram, because he's a very, very knowledgeable man and who has all the knowledge and technical know-how to implement this thing into the market, as he has done a lot of other tradings. So with that, I'll thank the panel of organizers and speakers.
Thank you, Dr. Pichai. See, now I would like to have Mr. SK. See, you have handled quite a lot of SKUs. Okay, where you say that you are importing something from New Zealand as this skim milk powders, and then making it as a dairy product and different type of ghees and other things and marketing it over there. But per se, as a user, you might have a lot of longing for the millets. But my question to you is, Malaysian and Singapore market being totally different, how do you feel that a traditionally Indian food may be acceptable or maybe suitable to the living conditions of country like Malaysia or Singapore?
Okay, thank you for a very valid question. See, basically, the the level of consciousness regarding health is very high nowadays. A lot of people are very conscious about things like gluten, glycemic index, and the fiber in the food. And the people are becoming aware. Gone are the days where people used to consume a lot of rice and wheat-based products as a filler in their daily dietary thing. Now people are looking for quality food. They want to take food which is good for them, and also lifestyles have changed a lot. In Malaysia, the among the three races, the Malays, the Chinese, and Indians, the Chinese are very, very health conscious, whereas the Indians, they are familiar with millet, because in India, South India, most of us are from South India. Traditionally, they used to do cooler, and then they used to take it for as an energy food there. Then the Malays here, who make up almost 70% of the population, they are not aware about this product. So we have done a lot of awareness program. What is millet? Why is it good for you? And what is the fiber level of millet? And we have done a lot of road shows. We have done a lot of events. We have done promotions. We have done food tasting, because I do carry a number of products based on millet. Now, once we bring about this awareness of this millet, and once people's lifestyle, they realize that this helps them in their lifestyle. Lifestyle nowadays, as you know, there's a lot of problems with diabetics, and it is just going, it's just exploding the diabetes figures, followed by blood pressure, high blood pressure. So once you start introducing a product like this millet, and you make them aware, that means there's a lot of knowledge sharing here, and people become aware about the value of this product, then they'll buy. And they are buying, they are very interested. The biggest disadvantage of the millet based product is, of course, the color, because it is once you make it, like for example, you make normal dosa, is white in color. When you make a millet based dosa, it is dark in color. So people's preference is always into something which is white, but we all know that anything which is white is bad for the health. Refined sugar, refined maida, refined flours are all bad for health, but consumer preferences for things which are white. Even white bread is what people like. They don't like wholemeal bread because it's brown in color. So this is the kind of mindset we have to change. I personally do a lot of health related talks and all this. So it's changing. People are becoming aware. And I want, once I have a wide range of product like probably your company is having, and then we can go in a very big kind of marketing blast, and we can say, look, we got all these things, you can take all these things. Of course, the entry point is not the product, but the value of the millet. That it should be the entry point for this whole market, sir. Thank you.
Yes, okay, I have one more question over here to be added. See, you say that you already have some brands of noodles there in your kitty. When you compare with the prominent brands of noodles, how the customer preference is to any millet noodle there in the counter? You already pointed out that the color is the major culprit which may discourage a buyer. So how you tackle it?
Yes, we have our branded packets, and millet in Malaysian market. The noodles are always white in color. We call it here locally bihun, and it is white in color. So the our millet noodles are brown in color, and even when you cook it, it is brown in color. But people are okay with it; they've accepted it. So that's a good positive sign for us. So that we know that they are taking it, they're consuming it, because they know it is good for their health. So that's a concept. We got to get them to understand that millet is good for you. Just like a lot of products, like the famous drinks, Milo is good for you. So people realize, oh, it's good. So millet is good for you. That is the kind of concept we are trying to develop. And of course, for us, the millet noodles which we are selling as a part of the total company is a very tiny proportion of our turnover. But with the wide range of product, we feel that there's a huge potential in this market because we market it under a completely different brand. It's not under Enrico's, it's under a brand called Leaf On. So it's a
Leap on.
health-based platform. And so we have many brands in the company. So this is our health-based thing. I'll send you some materials on this. And in fact, we have done a lot of material on millet. I'll send you some of the pamphlets we have done. We have made the millet into a huge picture and we've drawn what is it good for and all that. Sir? So I'm sure we can get a lot more material from you because India is and millet also, there's so many millets. This is a finger millet. Then you have barnyard millets, and then we have the American millets and all that. But of course, for the Indian taste, the finger millet is the product. Thank you.
So other than this sattu mavu and this millet, do you have any other range in millet as of now?
Yes, I have a ready to drink something like, I don't know whether in India you have it like Nestum. They call it Nestum. It's
Okay,
under the Nestle product. You just
okay.
stir and then you mix it. It's got everything. There's a milk powder in it. Just pour hot water and you just mix it and you can take it as a nutritious thing. I take that for my breakfast every day. It's a very highly nutritious food. And then we did contact people to do biscuits, but somehow it didn't come out well. So I know that you guys have got biscuits, and so we can work on it, sir. No?
I could see Satya to very enthusiastic to put forth his views on certain issues which you addressed right now. Yes, Satya, all yours.
Thank you, sir. Now let me address the major concern that is posed by Mr. Dr.
It's
Millet.
a bit not
That is,
clear, Satya. You may have to
Yeah,
increase the
yeah.
volume.
No,
Yeah.
cannot hear you. Cannot hear
uh,
you.
am I audible now?
Yeah, it's okay now,
Am I?
please.
Yeah. Let me address the concern that Dr. Vijay mentioned about the quality. Okay. Yes, it is a valid concern. Okay, especially in the millet value-added food product manufacturing, because it is something which is very new compared to other food product manufacturing in terms of maida or wheat. Has recently come, and I have personally uh, faced these problems. Okay, 4 years back. Okay, see, I will tell you an example where, okay, uh, 4 years back there were issues because the millets we did not add any preservatives or any chemicals. Uh, so even for expanding the shelf life. So what happens is when they were in the supply chain, in the warehouse or the transport, there is any issue in terms of moisture temperature. So there are chances that gas furnace will come, and also the drying process in the factory. Okay. When it is drying, it is removed for the high moisture content to be removed. It has to be less than 5%. Okay. Otherwise, the fungus will form. So all these challenges were there 4 years back. We have gone through that, okay, robustly, and we have reduced the defects from every batch. It used to come back from the market from 10%, okay, to less than 0.5% consecutively, and we have been able to maintain that less than 0.5% of rejection from the market after it has gone back from the retail, from the factory to the distributor's warehouse and then to the retail warehouse. They have reduced it significantly, and that is why we have also got the ISO company from Institute Breakthrough Management Quality Research Company to come and audit our company. It's an international company, auditors for quality. They came and audited our company, the quality process. They have given us ISO standards of certification for quality management process. And this is the renewal. We have also got it for the second year renewal as well. So yes, it is a valid concern, and we have worked on it, and we are continuously working on it. And in the next 6 months, we want to be the first company to take the millet noodle manufacturing company to get the highest quality standard process in the world, which is CMM Level 5I, Capability Maturity Model, Level 5 Continuous Improvement. This is the highest quality standards in the world for any industry. I have personally worked in CMM Level 5I for more than 20 years across various industries, and I have mapped the CMM Level 5I process to the millet food product manufacturing company, manufacturing process, and which has got approved by BMQ. The process is approved, and right now we are in the stage of implementation at two factories, one in Coimbatore in our factory, where we manufacture instant millet noodles, instant millet pastas, and roasted millet vermicelli. And the other factory is at Pune, where we manufacture millet patras. So we have started implementing the CMM standards of highest quality of standards there. Probably in 6 months we should be able to get the certification. And we will be first in the world, okay, from a millet food product manufacturing company to have these certifications. That is, uh, does this answer your question, Dr. Bhutan?
Yeah, yeah, quite true. But one more thing I wanted to ask over you is SKS was mentioning about the limited options of food there in
Right,
millet.
right,
So
right.
before answering his question, I wanted to share one small video of yours about the range of products that has been launched there in Dubai market. Please allow me to do it.
Sure, sure.
So, Satya, can you just brief upon the entire range of products with you can offer for Singapore and Malaysian market? Maybe from
Sure.
there, Mr. SK can pick up some questions for me.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Am I audible? Yeah, okay. Sir, in my office, in my cloud kitchen, I have done research for more than 281 products from 15 different categories. I will list you 15 the categories. South Indian range of products Idli, millet idlis, first category, second category millet dosas, and third category millet paniyaram, fourth category millet pongal and upma and khichdis. So there are more than 100 products which we can give, both ready to cook and ready to eat. Okay. Ready to cook, we will give in the form of a flour. Ready to eat, we can give you a technology transfer on how to make these products directly there in Malaysia, so that through cloud kitchen it can be directly served as a PSR, as a restaurant over there. The next is the north and western type of products, different types of puris, different types of chapatis, pulkas, aloo paratha, parota, and different types of snacks like tatras, chats, all these in Millet. There are nearly 100 plus products which we can give, same as ready to cook as well as ready to eat. Okay, so ready to cook, you can use this in the form of a flour. Okay, normally when you grind the millet, okay, it does not have the binding strength so that you can make very thin puri or chapati or kakra. But we have a allowed premix which is certified by all the nutrition diet people. It is just 2.5% premix. Then we give the flour along with the premix so that you can make the puri, chapati, pulka, kakra, and any dish very well. The next is all the Western food, which is different types of millet noodles, different types of millet pastas, and the millet pizza base with millet, so that people can continue to eat all the fun foods which they have been eating, but not in maida or anything, but in the form of millet. And also millet desserts like any millet laddus, any millet kheer, millet payasam, and millet ice creams. Millet ice creams is also recently we have came up successfully. So these are different types of 15 different categories of uh, nearly 281 products which we can use in different forms, ready to cook, ready to eat. They're also coming up with a frozen, okay, so that all these chapatis can be made as semi-cooked and then given it in frozen technology in case someone is interested in frozen, because that's a great demand in the Western world. So they can just take it and then put it in the tawa and then just quickly have it.
Yeah, Satya, before I come back to you for the next question, I wanted to ask one small question to Mr. SKS. Sir, in your promo, I saw that in the tagline as truly original. Any reason for that?
Come again. I didn't hear you.
In your AV, we saw a
Mhm.
tagline called truly original, truly
Uh-huh.
organic. Is it original or
Yeah,
organic?
truly original. The reason
So
is we sell, for example, that tagline was created for my dairy product. In Malaysia, there's a lot of milk powder which is sold, which they call it fill milk. That means it's made from non-milk based fats. They make it from palm oil fats, and
synthetic.
it is called
Yeah.
NDC, non-dairy creamer. So if you have seen Coffee Mate, you'll know what is non-dairy creamer. Whereas we sell the original, we don't. There's no NDC's pure milk, and then our ghee is also 99.9% pure milk-based ghee, which again we have to fight against a lot of. They call it blended ghees, which is like your dalda in India. You call it dalda. Dalda is not made from milk. It's made from
Vanaspati. Yeah.
vegetable
Veg,
fat. It
veg
is.
fat.
So
Veg fat.
yeah, so we created this tagline saying that we are truly original, and a lot of customers they like it because they know that our products are always original in form. We don't mislead them with wrong product descriptions.
So
Thank
you
you.
you try to create the trust on your food. You try to create some tagline. So
Yes.
how do you tackle it, Satya? for that food trust? How do you tackle it? It's like,
Food trust is, uh, see, earlier, see, this is from my point of view. Okay, so organic was once used by many people. Okay, but now many people don't want to use that word organic. And millet by itself, uh, they are natural. Okay, so even in the farming, if you put fertilizer, it will not grow. So, so by millet, we generally, okay, it is being called as natural farming food. Okay, natural farming way. But from see, I have a vision. I had a vision. Now that vision is coming into place. The food trust is uh, the product when someone takes the product from a retail store, there is going to be a QR code in it. If someone scans a QR code, they get an information saying, everybody it is a millet food product, a millet noodle. What type of seed, not the grain, I'm talking about the seed, the variety, uh, and that is invented by which agency in India. So even if you look at millet research, they are the people from whom you get trained and you buy seeds. And we do contract farming with farmers by educating them how to improve their yield. So where the seed is sown and where the grains are grown, the geotag of that particular farming farm, and then where these grains are primarily processed by removing mud, stones, removing the husk, and retaining the ground where it is packed, under what condition the grains are packed, and which location it is manufactured, this particular product, and under what humidity and temperature conditions is this product packed first. Okay. So this type of an information is what we are going to give you in the form of a blockchain. We have already done a proof of concept which is in place, and we have identified farms where this is going to be developed. The implementation is to be kicked off very soon in India. This is called blockchain.
so, SK, do you feel that food trust by means of the blockchain is going to be a game changer in the near future? What's your take on that, Mr. SK?
Yes, sir. Sorry. Tell me.
So, do you feel that this food trust by with the help of blockchain is going to be a game changer? You are that truly original.
Definitely,
That
definitely, because all over the world, like we said, uh, creating trust that the food is safe for them to consume is definitely a very strong selling factor when it comes to people believing in a brand. And of course, these are to the few other things. One is food trust, the other is the non-GMO factor, which I think in India GMO is not been practiced. Therefore, these are the kind of keywords which many people are interested in. But the food trust is, this is the first time I'm hearing from you guys. But other terms we do use here quite regularly. So food trust is a good terminology to use when we promote these products. It's something like the truly original, so we get people to trust that this is good for them, good for their health, you know. So of course the concept of food trust as created by you all will surely and uh, truly will bring about great benefits to the brand which you have created, sir.
excellent. I largely thank all the three panelists today for their wonderful value addition and the meaningful discussion on how A food trust with the help of blockchain is going to help launching of millet products there in Malaysia and Singapore. So, any quick words from you, Dr. Pichai, and then over to Satya and SK?
That's a very good deliberation by SK Sundram as well as Satyan. But the problem, I couldn't hear what Satyan was saying because the voice is out, and whereas I can hear what Sundram is telling and you are talking. But when Satyan was talking, I couldn't really get to know what was the contents of the speech because it was very, very slow and I couldn't receive the thing. But anyway, the program was a wonderful program, and the most important factor here that we have to take into consideration is, as what Brother Sundram say, the trust. The people must have the trust in the product. The people must have the like in the product, the love in the product, and the finishing of the product and the quality of the product. Basically, I have been experiencing in the initial stage, the products will be very nicely packed and sent, but gradually it's not as anticipated. If for us to do business in Malaysia and to have a good trust among the business community, we need a very good quality product. Especially, quality plays a very important role. I mean, in form of the packing and so on, and especially what we say, it should be there. It's not just for hearsay and then we do some other thing. But as a what you call the group community business community leader, I believe that the today's dialogue or meeting will give us some form of opportunity where Brother Sundram can do a big trade of your product, Brother Satyan. And
Thank you, Dr. Pichai.
and you need to send him all the samples for his what do you call the justification.
Of course, that's part of the regular routine that, of course, Satya will take care of it. So, any
And
quick words from Mr. Sundaram as a
Yeah,
concluding
thank you,
remark?
sir. Thank you for this very valuable initiative of yours. I truly like the way Mr. Partha ran this thing very nicely. Asked, what do you mean by truly original? And then he led it to the food trust by Mr. Satya. You're a great host, Mr. Partha. I must tell you that you good in bringing the thing into the nice. The flow was beautiful. You did it very well. Must tell you. Then, of course, on top of it, the content and like Mr. Pichai said, I think Mr. Satya is having some issues with his internet. That's why the sound was not so clear. It was very
We'll try to
sluggish.
rework it in
It was
consequent
very sluggish.
editions. Yeah,
It was
we'll
very
try to
sluggish.
rework it.
Yep. Whereas
So,
your line was very good, and we'll do it again. We'll of course we will do another
this is
round.
only a beginning. This is only a beginning, sir. We have quite a huge range of products, more and more manufacturers, and more and more range of product. Not only in millet, other organic products and everything. We'll definitely connect in days to come. Any quick takeaway from you, Satya? How would you like to? I hope you are equally excited to work in all new Virgin Market.
Yeah, thank you to Mr. Bharat, okay, for this platform, and I second Mr. Sundaram, okay, the way in which Mr. Tata has organized this, uh, well done, Mr. Tata, for this. And this is a good platform. Me coming back from the Middle East, okay, launching there. Now my next assignment is on the Far East, okay, which is Malaysia and Singapore. Okay, so thank you all, and eagerly waiting to connect next stages with Mr. Sundaram, okay, for taking this forward in the Far East world.
So thank you, panelists. Thank you for your wonderful time and thank you for your beautiful views. And here is India Startup 360's first version of our IS360 Tech Talk Show, which will definitely focus on the new product, new technology, and people who are aspiring to venture into new market. So we have exponents from different parts of the world and also here to assist and also to guide people to take them global. So with the promise of meeting you again next Monday, that is on 10th of March, we'll be coming up with another edition of our next Tech Talk show. Until then, bye bye and take care. Thank you.
Take care, sir. Thank you. Nandri, vanakkam.
Thank you all. See you. Bye. Nandri,
Good
vanakkam.
night. Good night. Thank you, Sarojini, for your wonderful talk. So, thank you very much.